Welcome back. This is all the stuff for my 55-gallon setup for my African cichlids. I got one of those top fin all-in-one aquarium setups. So it came with the filter, the heater, and like a hood with the lights and stuff, but I'm not going to use those ones. I'm going to use the NICREW RGB+W 24/7 aquarium light because I do like those lights. Good price, nice timer setup, and I like how they like kind of dim on and off. I went with the Caribsea Supernatural Sand, the Crystal River, same stuff I put in the Betta Fish Aquarium. And I went with Montana Rainbow Rock that I got at my local landscaping place. Also the same stuff I put in the Bettascape because I kind of wanted to see what it looked like before I put it in, and kind of used that as my guinea pig. But yeah, so it's 48 inches by 13 by 21. And it's a pretty good size aquarium. I mean, it's not as big as the 75, but it's bigger than the aquarium they're in. I got them when they were really small, so I didn't really want to just stick them in a 55. But they're getting pretty big now, and it was about time to upgrade them to the bigger aquarium, and I plan on getting a bunch more of them afterwards. I just didn't want to have too many of them in a 29. I have a big fake piece of wood. I know not everybody loves fake pieces of wood in the aquarium they're in now that I want to use, and a bunch of Valsinalia and plants I have in there that I would like to transfer over here. But I won't linger on this too long, and I will try to find a good area and start getting this set up. I don't think the fish are really going to like when I start taking half the objects out of their aquarium, but I'm sure they'll love the new aquarium. Alright, filters on top, lights up there, and I put these black kind of divider pieces down just on the bottom so that when I put the heavy rocks on there, it's not sitting just directly on the glass, and that way it's not just on the sand either, so if they dig it down it'll kind of tumble. That's just a little bit of gravel, a little bit of nitrifying bacteria. The front ones are a little bit of gravel and a little bit of the Fluval Stratum soil, because I might try to have some like swords or something right there, because I do have a couple swords in the other tank. So I might want to transfer that over, whereas the Valsinalia seems to do okay with the just being in the sand and with a little bit of root tabs. I still put a little bit of API root tabs down and everything too. Has really helped the plants grow just in the sand in the other aquarium, but I thought I would give this a try because, always nice to try something different. If anything, it'll give a little bit of places for bacteria to grow more than just on the sand. But yeah, this is the Bio-Substrate from Aqua Natural that I mixed a little bit of that, and then the one I had the Fluval Stratum, and then mixed a little bit of this gold pearl gravel. Yeah, but we'll cover all that up with a little bit of sand, and then I'll start to get the hardscape going in, and I will try to set up the camera so that I can get a good view. The stand is actually pretty tall, so I don't know where I'm gonna do it. If I can't seem to get a good view or something happens, I guess the next shot will probably be with some sand in it. All right, I'll catch up with you then. All right. Some of the sand is in. Enough that can kind of start to get the rocks and the center kind of fake tree in there at the moment. But looking pretty good. Kind of hit everything. And hopefully it turns all right. They don't really dig it up. Maybe I could have got more sand. I mean, that's not all the sand. Still putting some more, but we'll see. Always hope for the best. All right, well, I forgot to turn on the camera as it was sitting on the stand, so I thought I might as well kind of give an update of where I'm at. This is the fake piece of wood that I have in their, or had in their other aquarium. I know, not everybody's about fake pieces of wood. I'm not exactly usually either, but it works really good. And it's got lots of holes for them to like go in and out of. And I found it worked really good in the 29 gallon, so I thought I would kind of put it in here and kind of incorporate it into this one. But yeah, this is where I'm at the moment. Kind of got the rocks stacked up a little bit there. I'm still gonna put some more sand down. I was just kind of trying to put the rocks a little more closer to those crates. And then I'll kind of fill in afterwards. I'll move this piece of wood back out, or the fake piece of wood back out, and I'll kind of put a little more sand in there, and then I'll put a little more rocks, and I'll get it looking a little nicer than it does right now, but it's coming along pretty good. I think anyway. I'm trying to make lots of different places they can kind of hide, because they are African cichlids. All right, but I'll try to remember to press play on the button, and I will catch up with you then. All right, I got the rest of the sand in there. See, it kind of buried some of the rocks. And then I got a couple more rocks in there. Starting to kind of pile some stuff. Not as high as I was hoping it was going to be, but Val Snail will do a good job of being the high point of everything and covering everything up. But you know, the rocks look larger before you start stacking them in the aquarium, but I still think it looks pretty good. Still gonna add some other rocks, smaller rocks in the front, even though they're gonna dig up the sand and move it everywhere they want to. I still think it'll look really nice. So I'll get a couple more rock pieces in and around. And then I think we'll start filling her up with some water. All right, catch up with you then. Okay. Well, I hope the little time lapse I did actually turns out. If not, I just put some smaller rocks around the wood and just some smaller gravel, which I'm kind of up and down about. And I mean, they're gonna dig it everywhere, so this is the only time it's ever gonna look like this, and then it's just gonna be big pits of sand everywhere. But I think it looks pretty good. I don't have many other plants for it other than Valsnalia and a little bit of Java fern and some small swords, so I can probably put those in after the water, especially the Valsnalia, because it's pretty long coming from the other tank. So I'll probably wait to put that in until there's water in here. But yeah, I tried to make it so there was, you know, some places to swim in and out of and hide and kind of make their own areas. And like I say, they will move everything. But that's why I kind of made it so the rocks were more down on the ground, so that when they dig it out, it won't tumble over. And I glued those rocks together at a couple different points, so that hopefully that won't come for a tumble at any point. But looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Like I say, would have been nice to have some larger rocks, but you know, they looked a lot bigger before you started stacking them in the aquarium. But I still think it turned out pretty good. And well, if I don't like it a couple months down the road, I can always change it. But I like it. All right. Well, I'm gonna get some water in here and I'll catch up with you. Okay, everything is in. Turns out my camera ran out of storage while I was trying to time lapse everything else going in and the water filling up. But so I don't exactly have footage of that, so sorry about that. Even though I'm trying to slim down the time, my last one was a little long. But no, it looks really good. Got all the Valsinalia in the back. I took all this out of their current aquarium and they're in at the moment. Added that piece of wood, spider wood in the back, and jabbed the Jammer fern right in there. Looks pretty good. Got sword plant in the front. Another bit of Java fern in there. It's still a little bubbly and cloudy because water just got in there, but yeah, put another sword plant right in there. And yeah, the Valsinalia looks really good. Coming up from the back and coming along. I will be putting a wave maker up into this corner to kind of get it all moving a little more in the aquarium. But I think it turned out really good. I'm going to get a couple pieces of Anubis or something like that, and I'd like to attach it to the rocks over here. Kind of add a little bit of plants over there. Looks a little empty there, but I will work on that. For now, I think it looks really nice, and it is much larger than their prior home, which was just a 29 gallon I had them in while they were kind of growing out. And I usually like to give aquariums a little time before I stick fish in, but because I took everything out of their current aquarium, they really need places to hide from each other and stuff. So I'm going to stick them in here in a little bit. Just gonna give the water a little time to settle out in temperature and kind of circulate. But the that piece of wood and the plants and that big object in the center, that big piece of wood, all have beneficial bacteria all over them. So I think it'll be okay. I also put in some Prime Stability, or Prime Stability, some Seachem Stability. I like to use this with every new tank. I just usually only stick shrimp and snails in it first to kind of get it going. But I think the cichlids will be just fine in here. And I think this looks beautiful. All right, well, I'll get the fish in a little bit here after it has some time to sit. And then I'll kind of get a quick video of how it's looking. And I guess this one is done. Looks pretty good though. Not exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but doesn't always. But I think it looks beautiful and I think they're gonna love it. I can't wait till the more Valsinalia spreads all over the place. I might get some sag and kind of put it in the front so it can kind of go across the front, but for now, it looks beautiful. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.